This is my bird blog number 8. And boy, is there a lot to talk about. Preseason 1 has just passed, and you would think that we are already at the end of the season. Everybody's tired and injured. But no, we're going into week 2 into Pittsburgh, as the birds will be doing, and they're probably finished practicing right now. But there's a lot to talk about, namely Carson Wentz. Our golden boy, who looks like Prince Harry, is already injured or got a cracked rib. All the radios have been talking, and they basically have the opinion that mixed reaction that they should kept him in or they should have took him out after one series. But honestly, the reality is he's going to be the future Eagle. So you might as well leave him in for as long as he could take it until, he almost fell and broke his neck. It's football. He's going to get hurt. And I'm sure he likes getting hurt because he feels more of a football player. But I'm sure he's also not proud of himself at the same time now because he can't play now the rest of the season unless they feel like putting him in the fourth week. But most likely he's done until Bradford gets hurt and he has to sub for him. So let's just pray that Bradford doesn't have to. I mean, they have an early bye week this year. So probably by that week, we'll see how long Bradford looks like he's going to stand on his own. And then we'll see if we see Carson again. You never know. I personally am just ready for football. I don't even care, what the circumstances are, whether we'll be 4-12 or whether we'll be 6-10 or 7-9. Our division, luckily, is always unpredictable, and sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. I wouldn't be shocked if we're fighting Dallas again by the end of the season, waiting to see if the Eagles can prevail, or watching Dallas take another title from us. Lord knows it's been since 2013 since the Eagles have had a title of any kind with, NFC East. We are the beast of the East, supposedly. But at this point now, there's just so many things going on. Lane Johnson messed up with this whole supplement issue. Should have never spoke out against the Players League, whether or not his supplement was tainted or whether or not it was actually approved or whether or not he really did his due diligence and did a lot of research. Or did he just take something just because he thought it was going to make him stronger and didn't want to think about anything else? Now, the rumor is coming out that he went to Jeffrey Lurie level, basically, before he went to the coach, because apparently the coach didn't know till last week, or so he's saying. So, at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen, but it pretty much looks like Lane will not be there to play his part of tackle. So, Dennis Kelly, you're up. I just went to open practice yesterday for Military Appreciation Day, and let me just tell you, Dennis Kelly is a turnstile. So let's just pray and hope that any of those teams we're playing later in the year when they're really going to be beat up, that we have a lot of good tackle backup because it's going to be a battle. And, I mean, technically this season to me at first, right off the bat, I thought it would be another 10-6 year. But if we're already looking shaky in that department and Michael Hendricks is nowhere to be found, Jordan Matthews got a knee issue. We got hammies left and right from all the new guys. I don't know what to think. I mean, this could be totally half glass empty, half glass full, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, we're not exactly, firing off the guns and stuff, and it's not exactly looking like a solid team, but it's also preseason, and this is where you work out all the kinks. And this is where you start using your backups, and this is where you start drafting, old veterans or people that never got signed and see what they can do for you in those times when we might need them. As a viewer, I just don't want to be sitting through September wishing for the season to be over. I want to at least spend every single week being able to watch a whole game from beginning to end and not cringe. I mean, 3 years ago, it was very hard to even get through one game because you would just be, if you weren't laughing or cringing or just wishing it would go over, you were praying and hoping they would just get a touchdown. And now we're in a point where it's like, okay, one game has already happened, and people are already acting like this game's over, this season's over, it's never going to happen. 4-12, oh my God, they'll be lucky if they win 3, blah, blah, blah. I give us credit in our division, at least say we at least split, if not win 2 from the Giants, 1 from the Cowboys, and who is the other people? Giants, Redskins. I can expect them to split the Redskins as well because the Redskins are pretty fast on us, and sometimes, for whatever reason, we don't seem to be able to sweep them all the time. So I would say a sweep for the Giants, split for the Redskins, split for the Cowboys, and still have a pretty decent rest of the season. Now, we don't have any more of those Jacksonville Titan, game upon game upon game where we lose and we don't understand how they lost, Last year they lost 3 games in a row that were totally winnable. Um, I just hope this year that they at least look like they're giving themselves a good cushion within a touchdown or a field goal and not totally just going down for the count. I want to see a lot of fight this year. I don't want promises. I want results. I don't want lip service. I want footwork. You know, um, I'm not high on Chase Daniel. I mean, at most he looks like a guy that would just be better running it in from the 2 yard line. I'm more relying on Sproles, Mr. Boots himself, Ryan Matthews, as well as Barner, because Barner needs more time, and I think he has a lot of potential. I'm expecting a whole lot more from my hella Stella Fine tight ends. Hey, Zach Ertz. Hey, Brent Selleck. Yo, what's up, Trey Burton? I really do expect it this year to be their year. I mean, no, not even a lot of pressure on Zach because Selleck is a veteran, and there's no one who should motivate you more is Brent Selleck. I'm just praying that this year that they really blow it up for us, and that if anything, they'll be the reasons why the offense will be worthy of watching, if not for our shaky quarterback situation. But I'm positive. I mean, Bird Girl for life. I'm always going to be part of the Bird Gang, no matter what. I don't see any other reason. I kind of like that we always have drama, but then I also get annoyed because I would just like for us to have a nice, clean, thorough, exciting season instead of always wondering what the heck, game to game is going to happen next. It's very easy for all of us to be Negadelphians, but I refuse to be because I've been dying for football since January. And this being my last year working at the Link, I feel that it's even more exciting to say that this year needs to be one of the best, if not one of the most exciting years to go forward on the Doug Peterson route. Dougie's not flashy. Dougie is not full with quips and whips and all that stuff. He's just a simple dude from the Midwest. And I just hope he has a very rock'em sock'em attitude with this team. Like, we need them to play serious football. Like, no one looks intimidating from what I viewed at the practice squad. But at the same time, you never know. I'm just like to put it out there that my team has every intention of being at least 10-6 or at least barely squeaking into the playoffs for at least 1 year. I've never worked a postseason, and I'm fine now if I don't. But I still will always watch because I've loved the Eagles since the year before they went to the Super Bowl, when my dad was always screaming downstairs, and I never could understand why he was yelling at the TV until I got into this whole fascination with football. Not just as a female because of the cute tight ends, but just because it's a very exhilarating sport and it makes you understand strategy and I don't know, it's just exciting. It's just nice to go to Super Bowl parties when you actually know what's going on and you're not just there to eat. And it's just nice to be able to tweet back and forth. Now that we have social media, you can tweet back and forth with men you don't know and girls you don't know who are into it as much as you are, not just for the touchdowns, not just for the red zone. But also on another note, us females this year, we gotta step it up in the in the gear department. Like, we gotta work on the NFL, and shout out to Alyssa Milano, to get more jerseys that are not pink for females and make them big. Like, make them curvy, make them stretch. I mean, we want to look cute, and now that we know that the draft is coming to Philly next year, y'all, 2017, we need to look good. Even if we don't have a first round pick, it doesn't even matter. We need to break all the stops. We shouldn't have to go to somebody to custom make a jersey dress for us when we can just ask the NFL to start supplying our pro shops with female geared gear and not pink, because not every girl likes pink. Some of us girls like to look just like the dudes, but just fitted for a woman. That's it. Anyway, that's part of my rant. But either way, go Eagles. 2016 is here. And you know what? 3 more weeks of this preseason mess and it's going to count. So as far as I'm concerned, AJ here, I'm excited no matter what happens. I believe green, win, lose, or tie. I'm an Eagles fan till I die. And I ask you, all y'all, to continue to follow them, Negadelphians or not. This is your squad. Rep your team. Rep them proud. EAGLES, Eagles!